Hi, how you doing, my friends? Here it's your artist friend Chris Dyer, like every Sunday, enjoying a beautiful sunny day in Quilmana, Peru, and just gonna, give my usual, talk that I do every week. But anyways, these last couple weeks I've been looking at the Great Reset and the World Economic Forum, and it's been both confusing and stressful because it's not very clear who they are. Well, it's clear who they are and what they're saying is very clear, but then I'm always like, nah, is it really, do they really want to do these things? So I'm trying to ask, all my friends and family, and a lot of my friends and family just kind of dismiss me when I bring it up, like, oh, the Great Research, just a big conspiracy theory. It's like, because, they just don't really want to look into it, I guess. But it's not a conspiracy theory, it's for real. It's all these like very powerful people proposing how the world should be run in the next 10 years at a time where us, the people, humanity, are at a very vulnerable situation, both because we got COVID fucking up the environment and our lives and our businesses and etc., but also because the environment is getting to a very delicate state and we all want to do something to repair it. So they're using these vulnerable things about it to say like, hey, we're going to do some change to make the world a better place. So I'm like, awesome, like that's great if this change is actually to make the world a better place. But when you have all these like super powerful billionaires and world leaders gang up, usually they just kind of like make things better for themselves and not so much for the people. So I encourage you to research who the World Economic Forum is. They got a webpage. There's tons of videos on YouTube you can watch with different opinions and perspectives. This is just mine. I don't own the truth. I'm trying to find the truth, and thus I communicate. But basically, the World Economic Forum are these billionaires and world leaders that meet at Davos, Switzerland every January, and they propose the way they want to see the world. Part of their members are very important, powerful people like Prince Charles from the United Kingdom, Vladimir Putin from Russia, Bill Gates, our beloved, I don't know what he is, super millionaire guy that tells us how to, run the world and COVID and stuff. President of Communist China, presidents of India, Japan, Israel, France, Korea, Singapore, South Africa, the head of the World Health Organization who's telling us how to run COVID, and the United Nations. So basically everybody who has power and has been telling us how the world should be run are getting together and being like, okay, we're gonna do this great reset thing. And so it's something to observe, and doesn't seem like a lot of people know about it. When I ask people, once again, they're dismissing me and they're not taking me serious. Now, when you look at their webpage, it seems like it's very much about the environment. And back in the day when I was a college activist, I'd go to classes and give speeches about climate change, and kids would be like, what the fuck's that conspiracy theory? Leave us alone. We don't want to change our lifestyle. The environment doesn't matter. Luckily, things did change, and people got hip to the jive that the environment and the planet is something we want to keep on living on and not fuck up. So let's do the things that we need to not destroy the planet that we live in. It's super simple, and I think everybody's on board now, and that's amazing. I'm just afraid that these people are using it as a Trojan horse for us to support them, but will they actually make the world a better place, or are they just gonna like do whatever they want? Because usually people in power, they just go for more power, and they have been being very ethical on record so far, the majority of them. And I'm not judging any human. Everybody is God in a physical, embodiment. And I'm not judging anybody or saying anybody is evil. But, people in power usually just do things that are not very good for the planet or the people. They're good for them. So when they get together and they're saying like, we're going to do this great reset, it kind of makes me worried. Now, the part of the environment, I don't even, I think it's very awesome, all these propositions they're doing. Hey, I don't even mind the part where they say that in 10 years, no one will eat meat anymore. I'm vegetarian. I've been not eating meat for, decades, loosely, because I'm very flowing and free. But, I'm down with that. Now, the part that scares me is the part where they say they want to remove private property by 2030. Their slogan is, you will own nothing and be happy. that doesn't sound something that would make me happy, to not own my things. They say that in this future, we will be renting everything from them. Our clothes, our laptops, our iPads and phones and everything, our apartments obviously, and our homes, everything will be owned by the government, and we'll just work to rent it, and we will get it. So that doesn't sound like a better world to me. I don't know. I don't mind working hard to own my things. Like, I want to own my iPad and, you know, drop it and, you know, and break it and be like, oh, well, fucked up, it's mine, it doesn't really matter. Or my laptop, or my stinky clothes. Like, I don't want to like use somebody else's clothes. Things that you cook, I don't know, it just sounds very unrealistic. But the whole idea that we would own nothing, that doesn't sound like something that would make me happy. Not that I'm like, you know, my happiness comes from my possessions. Right now I'm in Peru, I'm very far away from my possessions in Montreal, and I'm still happy, I'm okay. And if I never went back to Montreal, I would still find ways to be happy without needing those things. But still, I, you know, bought my toys and my records and my video games and TV, whatever. So when I go there, I want it to be mine, and I don't want anybody taking it away from me. The biggest thing that I don't want to lose is my apartment. You know, I worked really hard to save up to you know, get my down deposit for my apartment and to buy it, and I pay my mortgage every month. It's, you know, not cheap, but, you know, I've earned this with hard work and I'm proud of it, and I wouldn't want it to be removed. Now, when we ask, is this even possible? Well, it's 10 years. Like, right now already small businesses are suffering. There's a large amount of wealth being transferred from the low and middle class to the upper class. So basically the rich, who already have all the control and power, they're becoming even more rich, and us at the bottom, we're losing everything we have. And it's only been 1 year of COVID. That's why a lot of people don't agree with the way we're approaching it and stuff, but that's another discussion. I don't want to fight with you or with anybody today. But the point is, the people at the bottom, we're losing everything we got already, and the people at the top are gaining all the power. So if they're saying that this is a 10-year plan, it seems kind of possible that in 10 years they will just own it all, and we'll just have to, you know, get everything from them who own it. So if this is really what's gonna happen, I'm like, you know, should I sell my apartment now, grab the whatever money I saved from it, move to Peru, and just kind of like make myself comfortable and like be left alone so I can do whatever I want and have the freedom of a life in nature with my family? But I also don't want to run away from my life in Montreal. I love living in Montreal and in Canada, and I love Canada. I don't know why they have to put that rule that I have to pay $2,000 to sit in a hotel when I arrive. Like, you know, all these regulations with the excuse of COVID. You know, I'm down with keeping people safe. I already talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to get back into it. But I'm not down with a lot of the regulations that governments are proposing. And it just seems like it's getting worse and worse. So this whole end goal of the Great Reset, where the government and the rich own everything and the poor own nothing, or the middle class or us, the people, own nothing, doesn't sound too good. And this is what they're talking about. So, you know, am I wrong, guys? Like, you know, am I seeing this from a weird perspective? So if you know something that I don't know, please let me know. And if what I'm perceiving from what's being told here, you know, is true, what do we do to stop it? You know, what power do we have to combat it? Or should we just cash our chips and move to the country and just live off nature? What's our options here? I don't want to live out of fear, you know. I want to like manifest. I want to stay high vibration and manifest a world that is both safe and free for everybody, and where we have the freedom to own our thing, to work hard and to buy whatever you want, you know, and also try our best to go into a more sustainable life. But I think the ones who should be doing the sacrifices are the rich people, the one who already have all the money and all the resources and own the corporations, are creating the pollution. They're the ones who should be doing the sacrifices. They're the ones who should be paying more taxes and bringing all the excess of wealth they got at the top down to the people who are struggling. Like that's so simple and easy and understandable. That's what should be happening in these discussions, not the opposite, where it's like, oh, I think we should have it all and people nothing. Let's not allow that, you know, if we can. So let's keep on being observant. Let's keep on talking. Let's keep on finding real solutions, because the people are the majority. These rich people at the top, they're very few and small, even though they hold all the cards. But let's keep on talking and seeing how we can keep on vibrationally emanating and attracting the positive future we want to see. Let's not fear the situation, but let's also not look at it. Let's look at it and be like, no, we don't want that. We want to live the world a different way. So anyways, that's what I had to say today. And thank you for listening. And I love you so much. All blessings to you. Strength, power, health, freedom, all those good things. Lots of love and sunshine. So I'll talk to you soon. Blessings.